Before we get bogged down in spreadsheets and stats, it's helpful to know what's the big picture here. Let's start with something you're probably familiar with. The scientific method. You know, the process you learned in elementary school for how to conduct a scientific inquiry. There are lots of versions of this, but they all come down to the same basic steps. You ask a question, do some sort of research, develop a hypothesis, design an experiment, collect some data, analyze it, and report your findings. This matters because public managers do a very similar process all the time. Let me give you an example. Fictional Cassandra works for a nonprofit called Urban Greens. She has a question. She wants to know if Urban Greens is having the impact that she thinks it is. Now, she'll probably want to refine her question later, but that's a start. Next, she'll do some research, maybe making a logic model or writing a literature review. Through her research, she starts developing a hypothesis. Maybe she thinks Urban Greens increases access to nutrition and appreciation for the environment for at-risk kids in Atlanta, Georgia through their summer camp gardening programs. She wants to test this hypothesis, so she and her team design an experiment. She wants to randomly assign kids to two groups, one that goes to a gardening summer camp and one that goes to another summer camp at the same time with similar programs but that doesn't involve gardening. She's going to give both groups of kids a pre-test and a post-test. Then she needs to actually carry out her plan, run the experiment, and deliver the survey. Then she runs some statistical analysis in R. And finally, she'll publish her findings on the nonprofit's website. Now, of course, things are more complicated in real life, and this process can be much more cyclical than this linear diagram shows, but these are the types of things we are going to cover in the program. This is too much to cover in one class, so we've split it up into two main classes. The first 4 steps are taught in the program evaluation class in winter semester of your first year, where you design an evaluation for a community partner while learning about research methods, tools, and evaluation strategies. The last 2 steps are taught in this class, the statistical analysis class. You'll also have a community partner here with whom you'll be able to run a statistical analysis. More about the structure of the stats class in the next video. You will never actually gather the data or run an experiment in the program. We leave this step to the community partners. You may wonder why we teach data analysis and reporting before program evaluation. We find that students design better evaluations if they have an idea of what data they should be gathering in the first place. So now you have it, the big picture.